Two Brain YouTube land. I am Jay Cohen. I own Locomotion Fitness. It's in Charleston, South Carolina. I have been a member of Two Brain Business for 6 years, and I just did the math, almost 7. And I am here to talk to you about how to live a rich life as a gym owner. And today we're going to talk about really just something that's going to help you in life overall and your journey as an entrepreneur specifically. And that is about failures, or moving forward 7 steps and then having to take 5 steps back, or sometimes moving forward 7 steps and having to take 9 steps back. And that one is the really hard one to handle. But it is our job, and you need to ride the waves and just keep doing the best you can every single day. And if you honestly say that you did that, you're going to move forward given a long enough time frame. There's an amazing quote that I heard from John Wellborn, power athlete, although I'm not sure, but I assume he got it from somewhere else. And what he said is that life is all about moving dirt. And you got one pile, and it's really tall and really big, and it's gonna take a really long time to move all that stuff. And you gotta get it across the way over here. And some days you get a shovel and we are moving some dirt from one side to the other. But other days you get a spoon. And one little sprinkle at a time, we're gonna move that dirt from one side to the other. And that is my advice to you as it comes to failure or setbacks, which are part of the deal. Just move some dirt every day. Make sure that you don't beat yourself up. Now, that doesn't mean you don't reflect and look at what went wrong. Get out a journal and just write for 10 or 15 minutes on this is what happened. These are some of the things that might have gone wrong. This is what I could do differently next time. And then use that information to push yourself forward. I'm sure you've seen pictures like this before, where everybody wants this, right? We're happy because we have a linear relationship between success and time. We're in a nice straight line. That's how things should be, because life is very one thing after the other, and I am in total and complete control. You hear me saying that and you're like, yeah, whatever. You know you're not. I know I'm not. And in reality, this is the real path to success. And I know you've seen this before. But this is it. And it's shocking, right? It's uncomfortable. Because we do great, and then seemingly without our control at all, the bottom falls out. And sometimes not only do we stop moving forward, but we go way the heck backward. And that's a hard, hard pill to swallow. But it's a pill that you know is coming. And that is the biggest thing I want to get across from you today. Life is nothing but a series of setbacks. In the words of Marcus Aurelius, and then brought back by one of my favorite authors on Stoic philosophy, Ryan Holiday, the obstacle is the way. Life is just going to keep bringing you things. And so getting out of the mindset of, oh God, another thing that's coming my way, and into the mindset of, how can I use this obstacle to further my growth as a human and serve the other people that are around me? That switch is literally a decision. And if we rehearse and think about the bad things that are going to happen, the quote unquote bad things, which again, man, catch myself. These things are not bad, they're learning opportunities. And if you can flip that switch so that when you have that inevitable setback, you're able to reflect and then drive forward, man, life becomes pretty incredible, because then all the things that are inevitably coming that you've been trying to dodge, you recognize are actually ways to teach yourself that you're capable of way more than you ever thought. So now I'm just going to tell you a little story about a very recent application of this in my life. I've taken my gym from 30 members, $5,000 a month gross when I started with Two Brain in 2016 to in between 250 and 300 members and $60,000 and $70,000 a month gross today. And I'd love to tell you that it was a nice linear progression, but I'm here to tell you it was like that second picture, right? And it continues to happen even today. I certainly don't have it all together or all figured out. So just in the past 2 months, I've lost a head coach who is a relatively new hire and my ace in a hole sales person who was absolutely incredible at what she did. And I don't know that I'm going to be able to find somebody on par with her. So I was to a place, rewind 6 months to a year ago, I could work in my business 10 to 20 hours a week. I was making 6 figures in that time. Man, it was smooth sailing. Things were firing on all cylinders and it felt amazing. Now, fast forward, here we are. 3 weeks ago, I worked over 80 hours in the business. And I got pulled all the way back into daily operations and doing the selling and having to do my coach's evals. And these things are just inevitable. And now what I've learned is I need systems in place to prevent me from getting pulled back into the business. I need multiple points of failure, right? I'm depending on one person to sell other than myself. That's a lesson. I cannot do that in a business my size because if anything happens with that person, even if they just get sick, I'm going to be in a world of trouble. And so these setbacks sometimes are just little, right? We try a program and it doesn't work out. No big deal. Maybe you lose $1,000 and a little bit of time, or they could be massive. I moved into a building and the taxes increased by $40,000 and it cost me almost $15,000 to get out of that lease. That was a big mistake. On this situation with my head coach, I hired him quickly. Maybe I should have done a little bit more vetting, right? To make sure that he was the right person going into the right seat so that I didn't get over dependent on him and then wind up in trouble. The point here is, I know a lot of you look at me and look at a lot of the other sort of tanker level gym owners in Two Brain and assume that it's just smooth sailing and things are going great and we never get sucked back. But I'm here to tell you it happens to everyone because it is life. So I encourage you to work on your mindset around these things, to recognize that it's okay to take a couple steps back as long as you're continuing to move forward. Move the dang dirt every day. All right, guys, I am Jay Cohen. Don't forget, hit that notifications bell so you don't miss my pretty mug. Leave some comments if this was helpful, or if you have some words of advice, maybe give me a setback story that you had. And like this video so that I know that I'm doing stuff that is helpful to you. All right, we'll see you next time.